Annelida, that is the earthworm. Who is the farmer's best friend? Why? What they do?
We make the soil
They
fertile.
make the soil fertile. Fertile means they make what exactly they do? They don't do fertile. What they do, you know? They go and make the soil loose. They make burrows inside the soil and then they make the soil loose to stay inside that. And then later on what happens? The soil is automatically aerated. Aerated means the soil gets air inside it. Okay, and the plants can nicely get the oxygen. They can breathe. They can suck the water and minerals and salt from the soil. In that case, that is why this one earthworm is called the best friend of the farmer. Okay, this belongs to which group? Annelida.
Okay. See, when we eat food, first food we take it in our mouth. Okay? So first digestion starts in the mouth only. Because salivary glands are here. Okay? Secrete salivary juice and then digestion starts from mouth. Then it goes to pipes in the esophagus part and then in the stomach. Now stomach, churning process is going on. Churning process means movement of muscles of stomach. Okay, and their digestion starts. The maximum digestion takes place here. Here acid is released which helps in digestion process. Understood? After that, this food goes here. Now here you can say pancreas is there. Okay, this is liver. Okay, now here is then food enters into the small intestine. Small intestine and then maximum absorption takes place in small intestine. Understood? Okay, after that most around 80% 90% digestion takes place and then the food whatever undigested material is there it goes in the large intestine. Okay, there whatever left digestion is there that is taking place and then waste food materials is removed to excretory system to another system. Okay, so this is how digestion process is taking place and you have studied in lower classes also. Yes, now is it clear? Yes. Okay, so this is the see this is okay, understood? You have seen this, what is it? Spirohera. Okay, so 3 is enough for you. Now listen. In the last chapter, you will be learning human skin. Human skin. See the structure of human skin. Structure of human skin. See here, wait. Our skin. Human skin means our skin. How it is made. See here. Okay, see first, see here. First is hair shaft, means hair. How skin is coming, just listen. Yes, okay. See human skin. When we'll be explaining, you just see now. Okay, now just see. This is the upper layer. Okay, and this is the epidermis. This is the dermis, and this is the layer from where the hair. Our hair, we have hairs in our body, so those hairs come out. Okay, like this. Okay, to dermis. Okay, so this, yes, this is the structure of skin, and when we will be learning now, that is last chapter. Then I will be explaining more. But now you see here because again, if you get time, then you will see. Otherwise, this you see human skin. See how it is. Okay, understood, everybody? This is very important. It can be asked in the exam of the human skin. Okay, you can see here. Okay, understood? Yes. Okay.
Today we are going to have experiment number 7 to prepare a ferric sulfide and study its properties. Now for that we require 2 things, iron filling and the sulfur powder. So first what we have to do it, we have to take the china. This is called china dish. This is called china dish. In this china dish we have to take the iron fillings. We are taking the iron fillings. See, this is the iron fillings. The pieces are there that has been taken inside into this china dish. In this china dish, we have to add what? Sulfur powder. This is called spatula. Spatula has two parts. This is for rounded bulb-like part for taking the chemical, and this is like flat part to store the solution. So you can see now here, the sulfur powder is yellowish color powder is there. So that yellowish color powder we have to mix it into this china dish. Okay, where we have taken the mixture of what? Iron fillings and the sulfur powder. So mixture is formed. Okay. Now, iron is known as the what? Magnetic substance. So now we will see with the help of magnet. Now if you want to separate it, iron and sulfur, how you will separate it? Because see, both are not be mixed together. Okay, you will see sulfur powder has been put into the iron fillings, but it not got mixed. So if you want to separate it with the help of magnet, you can separate the whole iron filling from the sulfur. Okay? Means before heating the mixture, the iron and sulfur can be made separate. Now, again we have to make the mixture and we have to heat that mixture. For heating, here we have a burner. This is called wire gauge. This is called wire gauge. This is called tripod stand. So here we have arranged. This is called Bunsen burner. We have to keep this and we have to keep for heating. After heating, what happens? Iron and sulfur will react with one another, and after reacting, what will form? Iron sulfide. But if you take the magnet, is that magnet will stick to the again solution? No, because when the substance is heated, so both the substance of properties are getting changed. Before heating, you were able to separate it. After heating, you will not be able to separate the mixture of iron and sulfur. In this way, we can prepare the iron sulfide in the laboratory.
Now you are taking red litmus and blue litmus. Both we will give with the sodium bicarbonate solution. See, blue litmus is, what is the color of blue litmus? Blue only. Red litmus turns blue. So what it is? Acidic or basic? Blue litmus turns red and red litmus turns blue. That means it is basic in nature. Same way you check the next one. Dilute HCl ammonia. Red litmus same. Blue litmus turns red. That is what? Acidic. Acidic in nature. Check for the other one. Sodium hydroxide. Blue litmus. Blue. Red litmus turns blue. So it is acidic or basic? Acetic acid. In same way, red litmus and red litmus remains the same. Blue litmus turns red. So acidic or basic? Acidic. So I'll give the
chemistry lab. Now in these specimens are kept. Yes, they are preserved and kept. Now here the first we have studied in our syllabus, that is the sprouting. Yes, here you can see the beans. Here beans you can see. Don't come here, I am from there. Beans are coming and here sprouting is occurring. Different stages of sprouting is shown from the seed. Now here the seed you can see a plant is generated. Yes, the upper part is called a shoot system and the below part is called as a root system. Yes, shoot and root system and then develop into new plant. This is about the sprouting. You can see I will place afterwards, it will take the round and then we will see. The next is the two type of roots is given. The one is shown as the fibrous root. Yes, this is a fibrous. This is a fibrous root. The next is the tape root. You can see the tape root is here, directly long. Yes, here no branching of the roots are there, directly long. That is the tape root. The now next we are going to see about some models kept there. The first is given about the amoeba. Here you can see amoeba we have seen as unicellular microorganism. Unicellular microorganism. All the functions. You can see one center nucleus is there. Center nucleus. They don't have organs. They control all the function of the whole body. So, and big vacuole is there. That is called as food vacuole. Where food is taken inside and used by the whole cell. So this is about the example of amoeba. So next we have studied about the. Today we have entered in chemistry lab and we are going to see the apparatus. The first is here given us test tube holder. This is a test tube holder in which the test tubes are kept. These test tubes are made up of borosilicate glass. So these are of different size. Some are medium size, some are the bigger size. So this mostly we are using for the experiment purpose. Test tube holder made up of the wooden one. Next here the round bottom flask is given. In this mostly the chemicals are mixed. The round bottom flask. Now next here when we want to heat any heat, the burners are there. So here this is called as a tripod stand. This is called as a tripod stand and this is called as a wire gauge. And because here we cannot place the dish here and heat. On your this side burners are that side. On the platform is there and this side burners are there. So we can place the tripod stand there and place the burner down. The gas cylinders are fitted down. We can on the knob, how we are using it at home. Yes, on the knob and we can flame the burner. If we want to heat any substance, this tripod stand is used and the wire gauge is placed here and the porcelain here china dish we are using. The dish what we are using for drinking the tea. What we are using for drinking tea, coffee. Yes, that is made up of round dish. We have to place here. It is heated. Next is the when you want to hold any test tube, we are not heating. That time we will not use directly our hands. The test tube holder is used. First, you will before any experiment to start or heat in the burner with the burner. What you have to hold the test tube with the test tube holder and then putting the chemicals and then heating on the burner. Not directly keeping on the flame. Little outside and then flaming because if you will continuously it will break. So if the chemical powder liquid is heated, slightly heated, then move outside. And whenever we are heating any chemical, that time not facing towards our face and heating. It should be facing to the other side whenever any chemical is heated. So test tube holder is used. And whenever experiment heating is over, don't go and remove. You have to place in the stand and keep for cooling. And then remove the test tube holder. And then we can use the chemical for the other experiment. So when work is over, we have to wash and keep like the test tube like this. So this is the test tube holder. The next is this is a spatula or we are saying a spoon. when any chemicals we have to take, we don't have to directly with our hand. This is used for taking any chemicals, and always the dry, not the wet one we have to, because the chemical can then spoil. Any solid, any solid chemical, the spatula is used, and liquids are there, then we have to use the droppers. Now your dropper is that side. I think. This is also spatula. Next, in sublimation process, you have seen the conical flask. Yes, this is a conical flask. Now, or funnel we are seeing. When we want to separate any liquid, yes, we are placing filter paper this side and then pouring the liquid in a beaker. We can place like this also if we want to pour. So this is mostly not directly pouring the liquid. Yes, if it is any mixture, yes, directly I cannot pour. Filter paper is used for separation, and then it can be filtered and then pass to the funnel. So for most of the chemicals, this funnel is used for pouring the liquid. Now measuring cylinder is not there.
यार
This is the litmus paper, pH paper we are saying. When you take, these are mostly litmus pH paper. It is red pink in color. pH paper, in this pH is given. For example, now this is the red litmus paper. Red litmus paper, like this blue litmus paper is there. This is mostly to check whether the solution is acidic or basic. Acidic means what? Now for example, I will give of lemon. Lemon is an example of acidic. Yes, if we will take the lemon, squeeze the lemon and we take the juice, and we will give this paper, dip the paper, the tip of the paper dip in the this solution. This paper will turn into blue. It shows that the solution is acidic in nature. And if we will keep in the water, that color will not change, because water does not show any acidic or basic. It is neutral. That's why the pH paper will remain same. Understood? So this is about the chemistry lab, and certain you can see instructions are given on the top. Here, whenever you are in the lab, what things you should not do. Yes? See here. When the flames no smoking, because here what is there, all cylinders where is there, do not add water to acid. It's given, see the flame there. Next, first aid should always be there. Next, while leaving the lab, always you should see that everything is switched off, and here the scientist names, scientist frames are of their inventions. So here we seen about some apparatus in the chemistry lab.